Hi, my name is Carol Zion. I want to address a question that was asked by one of the citizens in church. She asked if missionaries were the first to bring the gospel to Africa. She asked if missionaries were the first people to bring the gospel to Africa. And my answer was no, they were not the first people to bring the gospel to Africa. As a matter of fact, the Bible itself predates the arrival of missionaries. The Bible itself predates the arrival of missionaries. The presence of God's work within the continent was there long before the colonial missions began. And I want us to look at when Jesus, the book of Matthew, the 2nd chapter, verses 13 to 15. When they had gone, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream. "Get up," he said, "take the child and his mother and escape to Egypt. Stay there until I tell you, for Herod is going to search for the child to kill him." So he got up, took the child and his mother during the night and left for Egypt, where he stayed until the death of Herod. Now, we all know that Egypt is a country in the continent of Africa. It is a country in the continent of Africa. So the word Jesus Christ was present in the continent of Africa before the missionaries came back with the gospel came back with the gospel to Africa. Now, I also want us to look at way before in the book of Genesis 10 verses 6 to 7, where we see African sons. These are the sons of Ham, Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. The sons of Cush were Sebia, Havilah, Sabta, Rama, and Sabtecha. The sons of Rama were Sheba and Denon. Mizraim was the ancestor of the Egyptians. You see, they were African. So here, Cush is associated with the regions that were generally understood to refer to areas of Africa, particularly in the context of Ethiopia. And then Mizraim is recognized as Egypt, indicating the early acknowledgement of African nations and people. So the African presence in the early biblical account is also found in Acts. One of the most significant accounts affirming that the gospel reached Africa before the missionary movement was found is actually found in the book of Acts, right? Act 8 verses 26 to 29. The passage there narrates Philip's encounter with an Ethiopian eunuch, a high-ranking official in charge of the treasury of the queen of the Ethiopians. The eunuch was reading the scriptures but needed guidance to understand them. So Philip explained the scriptures, the message of Jesus, leading to the eunuch being baptized after he had understood. My apologies. The story illustrates that the gospel penetrated Africa early on through the seeking of individuals and the divine orchestrations of events. So the Bible is very clear in that the presence of the Word of God was there way before the missionaries arrived in Africa. In Isaiah 18 verses 1 to 2, it says, "Woe to the land of wearing wings along the rivers of Cush, which sends envoys by sea." In perilous boats over the water. God's swift message to a people tall and smooth, those are Africans, to a people feared far and wide, an aggressive nation of strange speech, whose land is divided by rivers. Okay, so this passage indicates God's awareness of the communication with nations in Africa, revealing that God's message was not absent from the continent. The message of God was not absent from the continent.